Hey y'all, it's Jen. Thanks for stopping by my channel to check out my project. The digitals that I used in this project are from katecrafts.com. These are freebies from Kate, where she was introducing her Pirates kit that is available in her Etsy shop. She's also on YouTube. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. And she has lots of other freebies over on her website, so go check those out. I used the Pirate Digitals, but I also used a lot of different book pages and a lot of glossy images, but book pages from different sea and oceanography books that I have. This piece came out of a book. It says Across the Boundless Sea, and I inked it up and grunged it up a little bit. This trim is this from Dollar Tree, and this is what it looks like. Makes great netting to use for all kinds of different projects. It is not super great quality, so I doubled and tripled it to get this look. And then in the back here, here's one of her pieces of ephemera. You get these little tags, this strip with the pirate skull on it, a tag here, and I'm sorry, these are like tickets. You get a tag, and then you get a seed envelope with a ship and some seagulls on it. And I used all those pieces in this. This is a piece of book page that I backed with some really fragile craft envelopes that I had that I cut up and used in this project. And I also altered one. This is a piece of a book page of seascape that I put here, a mast here, this book page. I glued on. The front and back cover are made out of return envelopes, junk mail envelopes, and I decoupaged them with family size tea bags. And I didn't add any ink or grunge to the tea bags themselves. This is how they dry. I leave the tea inside and let them dry so that I get all these markings, and then I dump the tea out. And then I just inked around with a little bit of vintage photo and black soot. And here I made 2 pockets. I used Kate's strip here, and I added in these coins that were actually found in a shipwreck that I fussy cut out of a book. And then I used her seed envelope here. Love this image, this black desk. Love it. I backed this with book page, and then added in a piece of a map from a book that I have. So that just tucks right in there. And then here's the image on this side. And here's the back of the book page, and it actually talks about buccaneers, sea wolves, swashbucklers, and pirates. And then these are grungied up, coffee dyed papers that I inked around the edges. Here's a little pocket here. Another pocket here. Another pocket here. Thought this was really pretty. And then here's the back pocket. Pocket here. The other side of that landscape page. Pocket there. And then on this side is above that black table in that office, and there's a model of a ship, and the rest of this piece here. And then on this side, I made another pocket with book page, and there's a little dinghy there. It's kind of hard to see. I think you can see it now. There's a dinghy right here and a stormy sea. And in this pocket, I used her tag, and I just put some grungy coffee dyed paper on the back. And then I made this envelope, and I did make a mistake making this envelope, and I'll show you that. But I continued on because I loved it. This is a piece of a stormy sea. And then on the back, I accidentally did everything upside down. So I stamped and inked, and I took one of her tickets and glued it here to make a little tuck spot. And in that tuck spot, I put this picture from a historical book that I have, and it has a beer stein, part of a bottle, a pipe, and a shoe. And then I just backed that on some coffee dyed paper and inked around to cover up the white edge. And then on this side, I used her ticket or label to close this envelope. These are those really fragile craft envelopes. I don't know where I got them. I think I rescued them. I know I didn't buy them. But I lined it with coffee dye paper to strengthen it. And then in here is a picture of, sorry, it was upside down. This is the cannons inside of a ship. And then on the back, I added another one of her labels or tickets, the one with the little ship on it. And there's a little piece of a nautical compass. And then this is a piece of book page that has seagulls over the sea fishing. And I backed that also with some of the craft paper and inked it up. And that slides back in here. Like I said, I did accidentally do that envelope upside down, and then this tucks right in under here to keep this envelope closed. And then you can see also that I decoupaged, let me take these out, tea bags on the back of this envelope. And then here in the spine, I used some sports tape from Walmart. I think these run about $2 a roll to strengthen the spine before I decoupaged it. So that is my little project so far. I will be adding some things to this. I have a whole bunch of pirate stuff that I've collected that's in a little box somewhere that I need to find. But thank you for watching my video, and I want to thank Kate for the freebies. Now I've decided to add some more ephemera to this journal, and I'll be using the Octopus Garden Junk Journal Kit by Tailor Made Journals that is available over in her Etsy shop. And I have a picture somewhere on my Facebook where I started grunging up these pieces to be added into this journal. And I will do an update video for that later on. I'm also trying to make some faux doubloons that I think I'm going to be using as embellishments if everything works out. Thanks for watching, y'all.